As the specter of Donald Trump's return to the White House looms larger, his administration's proposed aggressive posture toward China threatens to plunge the world into a new era of geopolitical instability. With Trump at the helm, the U.S. is not just flirting with the idea of an economic Cold War, it's sprinting towards a full-blown military confrontation. His administration's rhetoric and policies, marked by significant tariff increases and a pronounced military pivot to Asia, are not just provocations. They are a call to arms by making China the boogeyman responsible for America's woes. From the pandemic to economic challenges, Trump is setting the stage for a conflict that could reshape global alliances and economic norms. Amidst this brewing storm, voices from both sides of the political aisle have rallied behind the banner of anti-China sentiment, turning nuanced diplomacy into a sledgehammer of blunt force policies. The risk? Igniting a fire that could consume global economic stability and peace as Trump gears up to potentially command the world's largest military power once again. The question isn't just about how China will respond, but about how the rest of the world will manage the fallout of these potentially disastrous policies. Stay with us till the end as we unravel the implications of this high-stakes geopolitical gambit. Hello and welcome back to Innovative Check YouTube channel, where we delve into the innovative and transformative projects changing our world. If you're new to the channel and enjoy learning about innovation stories around the world, you've come to the right place. Please subscribe, like, and comment to help boost our videos on YouTube. Donald Trump reclaims the presidency on January 20, 2025. It seems that China will top the U.S. foreign policy agenda, a stark contrast to the more congenial interactions of his prior term. Trump, fueled by grievances over Xi Jinping's handling of the COVID-19 pandemic, which he links to his 2020 electoral defeat, plans to impose significant tariffs on Chinese goods, extending these economic barriers to countries like Mexico that facilitate Chinese trade. Amidst internal Republican debates on aid to Ukraine, there is unanimous concern over China's rising influence. Trump's potential cabinet picks for National Security Advisor, Defense Secretary, and Secretary of State are reportedly hardliners on China, indicating a foreign policy focused on confrontation rather than cooperation. U.S. military and intelligence circles speculate that China might invade Taiwan by 2030, and the outcome of such a conflict is far from certain, with some analysts predicting a possible U.S. defeat. While Trump's stance on defending Taiwan remains ambiguous, the broader Republican viewpoint supports intervention. Just a quick reminder to hit the like button below. YouTube has been restricting my videos a lot recently because of bots, so your like does help out this video massively in terms of the algorithm in YouTube. The notion of redirecting U.S. military efforts from Europe to the Pacific has been echoed by senators like J.D. Vance and Josh Hawley. This shift was highlighted at the Munich Security Conference, where Vance's views even drew cautious praise from David Lammy of the UK's Labour Party, who stressed the need for NATO members to contribute their fair share to defense efforts. In a second Trump term, priorities would likely shift further from Ukraine to Pacific allies like Taiwan, the Philippines, and Japan, the latter of which Trump views favorably, potentially increasing their supplies of advanced military hardware, such as ATACMS missiles and Patriot air defense systems. Rumors suggest that Senator Bill Hagerty, former ambassador to Japan and possibly favored in a future Trump administration, would leverage his extensive regional connections to this end. However, Trump's approach to China is not without contradictions. Consider the case of TikTok, owned by the Chinese company ByteDance, which the U.S. sees as a tool for intelligence and influence operations. Although Trump initially supported a ban on TikTok, his position softened after receiving support from a major donor with a stake in the app, illustrating his challenges in separating personal interests from national priorities. Despite these discrepancies, the focus of Trump's 2024 campaign and the Republican Party is clear. China is the primary concern. This shift is perhaps why figures like France's Emmanuel Macron are now seeking to bolster European support for Ukraine as U.S. attention increasingly turns to the East. If you are enjoying this video so far, please don't forget to subscribe, share the video, and comment. The strategic recalibration towards Asia suggests a broad realignment of U.S. military resources, reflecting a belief that the main theater of geopolitical rivalry in the coming decades will likely be the Indo-Pacific region rather than Europe. This shift implies a potential reduction in the U.S. involvement in European security affairs, possibly affecting the dynamics of NATO and its future operations. At the same time, the U.S. stance on China is increasingly characterized by a hawkish tone, not just within the executive branch under Trump's potential second administration, but also across the legislative bodies. Congressional support for Taiwan has been notably strong, with bipartisan backing for initiatives that would enhance the island's defensive capabilities against possible Chinese aggression. This has included the passage of laws aimed at increasing military sales to Taiwan, which not only signifies a robust U.S. commitment to Taiwan's defense, but also represents a larger strategic posture against China. Economic measures have also been a critical aspect of the U.S. strategy. Beyond tariffs, the Trump administration is likely to advocate for and implement policies that restrict Chinese access to advanced U.S. technologies, particularly in sectors deemed critical for national security, such as semiconductors and artificial intelligence. The tightening of export controls, particularly on semiconductor manufacturing equipment to entities like TSMC and ASL, are steps already being considered to curb China's technological advancements and mitigate its capacity to compete with the U.S. on a global scale. This broad spectrum of actions, ranging from military alignments and economic sanctions to technological restrictions, illustrates the multifaceted approach the U.S. might employ to counter China's rise. The implications of these policies extend beyond mere diplomatic relations. They are indicative of a larger strategy aimed at containing China's influence in both the regional and global arenas. Furthermore, these policies may also stimulate significant geopolitical reactions from other major powers, particularly Russia and the EU. Russia's strategic decisions in response to a strengthened U.S.-Taiwan alliance could reshape its own policies in Asia, while the EU might find itself in a delicate position, balancing economic interests with China against the geopolitical pressures exerted by the U.S. stance. As these geopolitical dynamics evolve, the international community remains watchful. The overarching question is how these shifts will affect global stability, trade, and diplomatic relations in an increasingly polarized world where great power competition becomes the norm rather than the exception. Thank you for your attention, and I welcome your thoughts and questions on this complex and vital subject. Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If yes, please like and share the video, and subscribe to get exclusive videos about how phenomenally China is developing and growing its influence. Your subscriptions and likes motivate us to generate more content, so please keep supporting us. Check out this video showing on your screen right now, and I will see you on the other side.